Hi everyone, welcome to our latest video. Pleased to be able to show you today this really striking Harley Davidson 750 street rod. Now this bike is just 2 months old, which is a 2018 plate, and she's covered a mere 830 miles from new. Now this has got to be one of the best value bikes in motorcycling at the moment. If you've always hankered after a Harley Davidson, then this little beauty is available at just 6195. As I say, 2 months old with 830 miles. And this is the 750 street rod. So this is one up from the entry level Harley Davidson Street 750. And it utilises the same 750cc liquid cooled V-twin, although on the street rod it develops 20% more power and 10% more torque. So we're putting out about 69-70 brake horsepower and just under 50 pound-foot of torque. And there will be an argument by Harley Davidson purists that it's not as rattly and vibey and loud as the traditional, arguably more authentic, large capacity air-cooled V-twins that Harley Davidson are famous for. But equally, this is aimed at a new market, possibly a younger rider, but also somebody that doesn't really want their teeth rattled out and their eardrums blitzed every time they go for a ride. And it's a great value naked roadster. Now hopefully you can see in the sun the quality of the paintwork for a bike in this price point is really quite surprising. And this is called Olive Gold. I can assure you that there is a rather strange title, because there's certainly no gold in it. It's very much a metallic green, but I suppose there is sort of a goldy metallic fleck in it. But it's a really beautiful colour, and as it stands here with the sun reflecting off of it, I honestly can't think of a better colour for this bike. Having seen them in black, metallic sky blue, white, they don't have the same, I don't know, it just gives it a slightly more aged and retro feel. And of course complemented by these Harley Davidson orange rear springs. And some of the design touches on this bike, I mean the wheels themselves are an absolute work of art. Now I have to say, they're possibly not the easiest wheels in the history of motorcycling to clean, but they look absolutely great. They really do look great. And unusually for a Harley Davidson, we've fitted with twin 300mm discs and obviously twin calipers. And that means braking's absolutely superb, and possibly a little bit of overkill for the power that the engine develops. As you can imagine, with 830 miles, all of which have been done on warm sunny rides, this has never seen any kind of moisture whatsoever, and I'm sure you can see that that's reflected in the condition of the bike. It's that the phrase "as new" is something that historically we've always tried to avoid, because it's so overused in the motorcycle industry. But I feel quietly confident that that this could be described as new. It really is. It doesn't have a blemish anywhere. There's some really nice touches. You can see we've got the Harley Davidson emblem on the side of the rear shock there. In the pillion footrest rubbers, and again in the rider's footrest rubbers. But some of the other nice touches, which you do need to take your time to go around this bike and see, is you can even see the Harley Davidson emblem there inside the indicators. That's front and rear. So as I say, this is a liquid cooled 750cc engine, but I think Harley Davidson have done a really good job of keeping some of the authentic looking cooling fins on the cylinder heads there. But as you can also see, there's a cooling fan on the back of a vertically mounted radiator. And whilst it is visible from the front, I think again from a styling point of view they've done a really good job of integrating that radiator into a design. Keeps it looking, as I say, authentic. Still looks like an air-cooled bike from the side, but obviously with liquid cooling gives us a little bit more power, lower emissions, better fuel economy. Again, show you the Harley Davidson emblem in the rear indicator there, and an opportunity to do some close-ups. Again, with the mileage, there isn't, in fairness, anything to point out because there are no blemishes, but just to see how immaculate she is really. Even the end of the exhaust, look, not even a hint of any coking or soot. And you can see with these Scorcher tyres, Michelin Scorcher tyres, we've even got the Harley Davidson emblem embossed into the edge of the tyre there. I think it's a great looking bike, I really do. I think the tail unit gives it a real sort of muscular roadster look, and in some respects it looks like a bigger bike than it actually is. A nice simple instrument panel there with a manual speedo and a small LCD display there. I guess the only thing that really stands out as this being one of the cheaper end of the market Harleys is some of the plastics around the switchgear is arguably not up to the standard that you'd expect on a 10 grand plus bike, but I think that's nitpicking really in many respects. Okay, just going to put the key in the ignition. We've purposely connected the alarm remote and the key to the bike because it's got Harley's classic built-in factory alarm with the fob, so it just means that whilst we're moving the bike around it's a lot easier to move around. And as you can see there, the mileage is 827, and you can see the ABS light flashing there. Whilst I appreciate a video on a camera is not going to provide you the exact sound of a bike, you can probably hear already that this isn't the ear-splitting sound that one normally associate with Harley Davidson. But it's still a nice typical chug V-twin sound. There you have it. That's what a Harley Davidson 750 street rod sounds like. There is an optional Vance & Hines exhaust, as there is of course with most Harleys, but again, if you're into commuting or you just don't particularly like your eardrums bashed by an exhaust sound, certainly on the road it gives a really nice tone while it's under load, so the Vance & Hines won't be for everyone. Now, in contrast to most Harley Davidson engines, the spread of power on this, the peak power is actually developed at 8,750 RPM, with the red line being at 9,000 RPM. But these will pull cleanly from 2,000, so you've got a really nice broad spread of power. It's certainly not enough to win too many races, that's for sure, but clearly that's not the nature of this bike. But as I say, if you've always fancied a Harley Davidson, we believe that you'll struggle to find one in a better colour. This is absolutely beautiful, this olive gold. And to summarise, it's a Harley Davidson 750 street rod, 2018 18 plate with just 830 miles on the clock. And this one's available at 6195. I hope you enjoyed the video.